This portion of the new employee's orientation is about the Office of Workers' Compensation Program, or OWCP as it is more commonly known. An overview of the agenda for this portion is shown, which will include discussion of the various benefits to include traumatic injury, occupational disease, any recurrences, and the various references for each one. OWCP is managed by the United States Department of Labor, or DOL, and the Division of Federal Employees Compensation Act, or FECA. It's administered also by your local federal agency, which in this case is your Human Resources Office. OWCP provides compensation benefits to employees of the United States government and any benefits to dependents if a work-related injury or disease causes the death of an employee. Benefits covered by OWCP include the majority of medical and travel expenses, which include rehabilitation, limited chiropractic care, and hospitalization. It also covers continuation of pay, or COP, and also you can file the form CA7, which is a form for compensation for lost wages. It will also cover any light duty or scheduled awards relevant to your case, and if something should happen to the injured worker, any death benefits that would be payable. Provisions of coverage will include that permanent, indefinite, and temporary employees are all covered under the OWCP program. Medical evidence must show that the injury or disease is work-related and that it did occur while the employee was performing their official duties. Timely submissions are very important. The claims should be filed as soon as possible. However, in order to be considered, claims must be filed within 3 years of any injury or death of an employee. Timely submission of claims is very important, and supervisors should ensure that claims are submitted within 7 to 10 working days to the Injury Compensation Program Administrator, or ICPA. Any and all medical documentation must also be submitted as soon as it is received from the injured worker, because late submission of claims and lack of medical documentation could result in the claimant absorbing the cost or, unfortunately, damaging their credit rating. A CA1 is filed when an injury is caused by a wound or other condition of the body that was caused by external force, to include stress or strain. A CA1 report of injury is completed by the individual and their supervisor and any witnesses to that injury. A CA16 is at the supervisor's discretion, depending on the circumstances surrounding the injury. A CA20 is also required, which is the attending physician's report and any and all pertinent medical documentation. Continuation of pay only applies to traumatic injuries. Injured employees are entitled to receive 45 business or work days of continuation of pay when they are absent from work due to disability or medical treatment. Again, medical evidence is very important and must be submitted as soon as possible or within 10 calendar days. A CA2 form for occupational disease is filled out when an injured worker feels their condition is caused by either a systemic infection, which can be due to continued or repeated stress or strain, or a regular exposure to various toxins and fumes. It also must have happened over a period longer than one workday or shift. The forms used for this are a Form CA2 or notice of occupational disease, and the corresponding CA35, which is a series of specialized occupational disease checklists. In addition, any and all supporting medical documentation must be turned in with this paperwork. Keep in mind, no CA16 or continuation of pay will be issued. A Form CA2A, which is for a recurrence of injuries, is not to be confused as a new injury. The form must be filled out in addition to a CA7 form, which is claim for compensation, if needed, in order for the individual to visit any doctors or therapy sessions. Wage loss is a Form CA7, and it applies to both traumatic injuries and occupational disease. The Form CA7 is filled out by the employee. The first page is filled out by the injured worker, and any and all pertinent medical documentation must be provided. In addition, a Form CA20, the attending physician's report, is also sent in with this form. Compensation amounts will vary up to 75% if the injured worker has dependents, or 66 2/3% if there are no dependents. For your information, please keep in mind all medical procedures, whether it be an MRI, physical therapy, or surgery, it must be pre-approved through the Accredited Computer Services, or ACS. A fax number is there on your screen if you require prior authorization for anything, or you can call them directly at 844-493-1966. Also keep in mind all medical bills and medical documentation is now sent first to the Human Resources Office prior to it being made out to the Department of Labor, which is located in London, Kentucky. If you have any questions on anything regarding the Workers' Compensation Program, please contact your Human Resources Office for any guidance. There is the Human Resources Injury Compensation mailbox. If you have any questions, if we can provide any assistance to you, please feel free to email us at that email address, or you can contact the front desk in Human Resources and they will direct your phone call back to us. The front desk phone number is area code 916-854-3350.